Hey guys, this is Fire from InDepth Gaming, bringing you a game review. This time we're checking out Assault on Metaltron. This game was developed by Storm Trident SA and Blue Sunset Games, and is published by Forever Entertainment and releases on October 20th, 2020. I'm sorry we don't quite have a price yet for the game. There isn't a fully fledged out store page yet, but you should be able to check the game out on October 20th once it releases here in 2 days. But yeah, so what is Assault on Metaltron? It is a tower defense game that tries to bring a new and interesting mechanic of dancing to the game. So we're loaded in right now. This is my profile. I've been playing the game, failing quite a bit on a couple different profiles as I try to perfect levels as playing. But we'll dive here in on stage 3 so you can see a little bit of the game. You can also play the game with a friend if you want locally. Um, I local co-op tower defense games. I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, if you're not familiar with tower defense games, they're kind of on a rail style games. You build up currency in this form of the game's energy, and you then spend that energy to buy your towers or weapons, so to speak, however you really want to call them, to then progress through the levels and defeat all the enemies. Now, where Assault on Metaltron does it differently is it tries out a mechanic of dancing. And I say the word try very loosely. Um, it's a neat, niche thing to try to bring to the game. As far as how you upgrade your weapons, you have 3 different upgrade options through the game. Whether it's just I don't know. It's very clunky, and I don't think it's a very great mechanic. I think it's a they missed the mark kind of opportunity when it comes to trying something new that's never been done before. I try to give a lot of kudos out to games that try to, bring in something totally different that you've never seen before. And I think Assault on Metaltron really lost it. Um, it's definitely different, but I think it's too different in the sense of I think it's extremely weird. It doesn't play really well to me. Like I've put in about 6 hours on my different accounts trying to play the game and enjoy it, and outside of maybe that first 5 minutes of oh man, I'm really excited that there's a new tower defense game to play, I haven't really had much joy beyond that. And that's kind of sad to say in a way. For me, I would love to have really had a lot more excitement and want to sit and play the game. And now that I'm trying to go back and perfect levels on my main account, it's a grind, and it's not a good grind. The mechanic seems very dull. And it's quite boring. Like I'm kind of forced to sit on top of turrets while they upgrade instead of moving around and checking out the action and really seeing what's going on and knowing if my defenses are really shoring it up. Yeah, I've got a little mini map here on the bottom right of my screen, and I can see the red dots if they're still there or if they're going away. But that's not what I want to do in a tower defense game. I want to be all over the place trying to see if, literally crap's hitting the fan. But no, I have to run around and dance on everything I build. I personally haven't really been enjoying this game. As far as tower defense games, I've been playing them on console and on mobile and other platforms for years, and they're so fun to me, and I really enjoy them. Assault on Metaltron, I can't say that I've really enjoyed my time. They introduced not only dancing, but there is one other mechanic that they started to introduce into the game, and you would think that that would be amazing. 2 new mechanics, one that didn't do well, but guess what? Skirmish is their other mechanic where you can customize your own, game sessions and the enemies and your currency and things like that, and how many enemies and waves you're fighting. That's awesome. I love that. But there's very little to actually do in the mode versus, what's kind of advertised. It's a little upsetting, a little bit of a miss, especially when I think there's such a massive opportunity for a really, really good mechanic that could be in the game and could showcase, and it seems like they put more focus in this let's dance versus, give me more customizations, which I think is, a pseudo miss in development. Nothing against the developers. I love that they went out and pushed the buttons a little bit and tried to bring something totally different. But I think the things that they tried to work on and that are different, I think they focused on the wrong things. And it sucks having to kind of say that in reviewing games because I try to be open-minded, but at the same time, I understand the work and effort and everything that goes into making these games. I've worked in the game industry for a good number of years. I'm not in there anymore at the moment. I'm, doing game reviews and just like you guys. But it's one of those, like, I understand the level and effort it takes just to design stuff in these games, and I feel bad knocking a game to the level that I am. Like, I'm going to tell you right now before I continue with this review, I'm not going to recommend that you buy Assault on Metaltron unless it's under $5 and you have nothing else to spend your $5 on. I hate beating a game up like this, but I'm beating a game up like this because you guys need to know what I actually think about the game. Dream may have a little bit of a different opinion than me, but I'm reviewing this game on this run. Me and him alternate on different games, but quite often we share very similar opinions. And it's more than just the gameplay. Visually, the game to me, art style wise, looks like a mess. You have textures that don't line up. If you really get close, there's a lot of rough edges, and it's just space and orcs. I just don't really get it. It's hard to follow. There's a single player, but there's no story. The most you're going to get out of the story is what's going to be in the store page description for the game, from my experience so far. And, it's... I feel really bad knocking a game like this, but I don't really know what else to say, guys. It's one of those tough realities that I just don't quite think this one hit the mark. If you can't tell either, there is soundtrack to this game. I think there's a giant miss in this soundtrack for what they put in the game. When we finish this level here, I'll go out to the main menu. I'll let you guys see the soundtrack. I'll let you see the descriptions for the other weapons in the game, just so you can kind of hear that as well. I think the soundtrack belongs more in like a Sonic Sega style game versus a tower defense game. It really, instead of engaging me and bringing me into the game, it pulls me quite away. And speaking of like pulling you away and not disengaging you in the game, I'm having to sit here and dance on a turret that I don't know if I'm going to use at any point because of my other turrets being able to kill things, but yet I can't watch the action because I have to sit here and dance on this turret in case things do go sideways. And it's kind of one of those, like, is it worth pulling me out of the the engaging part of the game to just dance on a turret? It's, I don't know, it's a miss in my book. As far as a rating for this game, as far as like achievements for this game, this won't be an easy completion, achievement hunters. If you want to grind a tower defense game and get the 1,000, you can do it. It's not impossible, but by any means, this will not be a quick, easy completion. So if you're looking in those regards, avoid this game. If you want a tower defense game and you have kind of nothing else to play, not even like a puzzle in your house, that's really harsh to say, but that's honestly my opinion after putting in hours and hours into this game. I think there's just better out there. I'm gonna give this game a 2 out of 10, and the reason I'm not giving it as a 1 is because of the little bit there is there in that skirmish mode. It wins enough for me to give it above a 1. But I will hit this with a solid 2 out of 10. But, this is kind of it. Like, I don't feel super engaged in the game. I'm not super drawn in, and there's no real desire to keep going at it. Like, it's sad to see, but it's the reality of the game. We're about to hop back here. We'll go back into the main menu. I want you guys just to get to hear for a brief moment. I'm going to turn on the sound and let me know in the comments if you agree if this isn't really a soundtrack that fits the game. But yeah, guys, that's the soundtrack. Let us know your thoughts. If you guys have any more questions about the game, let us know down below in the comments. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. It helps Dream and I bring more videos to you guys, more giveaways, more content, achievement guides, gameplay, early looks, all that stuff that you guys are enjoying on the channel. We really do appreciate and greatly love your all's support. We will see you guys next time. I hope you all have a wonderful day.